Hi, Stacy here with Limelight AZ. So I had a conversation today with somebody about them um, just having perpetual depression, and got me thinking. Well, I know I battled. I don't know what is going on here. I know I battled depression quite a bit on my own, obviously with the Lyme, but even before that, it got me thinking about what the cause of the depression may be. I mean, obviously, there's the potential of chemical imbalances and things like that, as well as circumstances. But if your life is constantly depressive, why? And again, I've gone through my own bouts of that and going through that quite a bit right now. I'm wondering, what causes, why is it that my situation gets to me? This is not so much about the conversation I had with the other person, but more of reflecting on my own situation and what I would do differently if given the opportunity, and what other people might be able to do differently in order to give themselves a little bit of a different opportunity for their life to be less depressive. Um, so it got me thinking about what if I had the ideal life for myself right now, what would that look like? Obviously, it would not include Lyme or even bee stinging, although I greatly appreciate the bees. And it definitely would not include being bedridden. Would it include a great deal of money? Not necessarily, although money would be necessary. But what I envision as my perfect life would be traveling with my children and letting them experience the world around them. I am a little peopled out, a lot peopled out. Um, Back to feeling like nobody cares. I know that's not accurate. I really do. I think feeling isolated from people outside of my home is frustrating, and that I can't go and meet with people and I have to depend on them to come to me, and that's not really happening. And I have a friend that I've known for a very long time that I am frustrated with. I have a family member that I'm frustrated with because they're not responding in ways that I would respond, and that's not really fair to put that on them. Um, so where do I find myself? I find myself being bitter, and I don't like that. I don't like seeing myself become a better person because of my circumstances and the responses from other people, or lack of response, or inappropriate response, whatever the case may be. And when all of this is said and done, well, I go back to your normal life. I don't think I'm really called to a normal life. I think I'm called to an extraordinary life. I think a lot of people are. And they find themselves in a routine that looks like everybody else's routine. And I don't want that. I want to travel. I want my children to travel. I want to let them experience the world at large, not just our world, not just our local world, but you know, going to areas and helping impoverished areas, and going to areas that have been hit by devastation and helping in those areas. I want them to have servants' hearts. how can they have that if I don't teach them that, you know? But how do you make that happen when you have a family and you have money that you need to have an income with? And would we take the leap of faith to make it happen if given the opportunity? It is my hope that once everything's said and done with the Lyme, that once everything is said and done with the Lyme, that I will live differently. I will live in a way that makes me happy. You know, I am very happy with my immediate family. My husband is incredible. My children are beautiful. But I'm not happy with the life that we've chosen to go with because we're just surviving. We're in survival mode. We're not in living mode. And I want us to live. So how do I make that happen? Obviously, we have to deal with the Lyme first, since I'm not even functional. But I really want to get my brain working, trying to think of ways to give to communities that really need help. You know, starting with our tithe would probably be good. I have our tithe tied up for the next couple months with a family locally that needs it. But after that, I think I'm going to start. Anyways, I think we're going to start giving to things that are, you know, outside of what hits home. It's easy to give to people that you know, or even communities that are close. Like, for instance, Hurricane Harvey hit the Houston area several weeks back, and they're still dealing with the effects of that. And, well, it tugged at my heartstrings more because we actually talked about moving to Houston. You know, that could have been us. It's really easy to give to people and communities that you associate with. I'm feeling a call to start giving to events or functions that don't necessarily pull at my heartstrings because I don't associate with whatever they're going through. You know, maybe that's what's going on with people in my life. They can't identify with me because of the Lyme. Who knows? One thing that would make me very, very happy in my life is to really give. Like, give of me, not just to people that I know and not just people that are local, but like learn from the communities that we go to and give and work and help in any way that we can, and travel. That would fulfill me greatly. And I don't know how we can make that happen. Perhaps that's part of what this is all about, is to get my brain on that track for trying to figure it out. But I watched a movie, or a documentary rather, by the name of Given. And the documentary was not so much about giving to communities that you visit, but they did do traveling and they did do learning, and they had this really neat little story plot associated with it. And I also heard a term earlier that really struck me, and it was unassociated with the documentary. It was actually in my, I'm trying to find something to occupy my brain with. I ran across a video about Jason Mamba and what's her name? I don't remember her name. His wife. She was on the Cosby Show forever ago. Um, about their relationship. I'm not a big stars person. I don't generally care, but I find their story interesting because they're both half African American and half Jewish, and so it caught my attention. And they also have this very wild, hippie-ish type, free spirit type look, or at least it appears to be that. And Jason Mamba was talking about about his wife, not about the fact of anything, but he was just talking about his wife and how, anyways, about how she's given him Nissa Wanson, about how she has given him 3 feral children. I love the idea of feral children. Feral children are children that experience the world and just immerse themselves in the world. And my children are so sheltered right now, it's not even funny. They don't get out much because I'm bedridden and Logan works and my mom's elderly, and I want feral children. I want children who are learning from the world around them and are learning to love Yah, mostly. I mean, obviously that'd be number one, but to learn to love his creation, all of it, and I am finding myself disillusioned more and more and more and more and more with the fact that people are falling out of love with God's creation, all of it. And that he created these communities and people to be unique and interesting, and even if those people are not scripturally based, that there's something to be loved there, because you know what? God created them. My son making farting sounds. I want my kids to experience the world around them. I want to experience the world around me. I'm hoping that my husband does too. I know, I think it's time to go. I think I'm rambling enough. I just don't know how to make it happen yet. So, talk to you later. Bye.